to Unwritten Stories of Significance. Boy, do I have a show for you. This show is going to inspire you. I love what I do because what we do here is bring stories of significance to inspire our viewers, to let you know that you have hope and that you can do anything you want to do. This story is going to be coming all the way from Salvador-Bahia, Brazil. And my first guest is a beautiful teacher who is so passionate about what she does. So with no further ado, I'd like to introduce to you Maiana Rose. Maiana, how are you, sweetheart?
Hello, I'm okay. I'm happy to be here. Thank you, Joy.
You are so welcome. Well, look at that smile, and I know why you're smiling. I love it. I gotta have some humor in this world. So, sweetheart, I know you. I know you from being the interpreter on our other show with a beautiful family. But now I'm bringing you back to talk about what you love to do, and let's take it from there. So can you introduce yourself to our viewers, please, sweetie?
So I am Maiana. I live in Brazil, in a city in the northeast of Brazil, and I am a teacher. I started teaching in 1997 when I was only 21, so 25 years ago. And I teach English. Sometimes I teach Portuguese. By the way, I teach English in 2 public schools here in Salvador, Brazil.
Okay. So the reason why I have you on, hon, because you are extremely passionate. When we had our pre-interview, is that you were saying that ever since you were a little girl, you've always wanted to teach. So can you tell the viewers, when you were a little girl, what drew you, what got you going on wanting to teach and give back? Children.
What motivated me?
That's it. That's the word. Thank you.
So when I was 10 years old, more or less, I dreamed to be a flight attendant because I wanted to travel. I wanted to speak English. And then my father dreamed with me and my sister in a plane crash. So I gave up. No more flight attendant. So I had to do something that I had to speak English and help people, like a flight attendant and travel.
Yes.
So I decided to be a teacher. When I was a teenager, I played with my neighbors as a teacher. I was the teacher. We played school, and I was a teacher. So I always love it. And I always love it to speak English. And that's one of my passions. My English is not very well, but I can communicate myself. So, and by the way, because of teaching English, I traveled. I studied English in the United States and I traveled in other countries. One day I go to Canada.
Yes.
And I could train in my English. And one of my role as a teacher is help people, inspire people.
Yes.
I mean, education opened door for me. As a citizen, as a professional, as a mother, my profession, the education opened that door for me. Right. So I believe that as a teacher, I can help students to open door too.
That's right, honey. That you are doing. Now, some people know about Brazil, some people do, but tell me a little bit about Salvador-Bahia, because that was in the conversation. This is going to transpire through the last segment as well as the second part of Unwritten Stories of Significance.
Yeah. Salvador is a rich city in a cultural way. We
Okay.
have a rich culture, but we have a poor people. I mean, in all whole Brazil, we have poor people.
Right.
And I work in a neighborhood that the people are Black and we are poor. I live here in this community too.
Okay.
So the reality here is not how can I say, is not so good. You see,
No.
people wake up early to work. Sometimes we don't have time to have fun. Sometimes we don't have time to eat a pizza, maybe. You see?
Wow.
Uh,
Can I interject for a second? What do you mean when you say you don't have fun? Like you don't have time to have fun?
because we work a lot. We work a lot. And sometimes it's not every time. I mean, you see, because we have a beautiful beaches here. So we can go to the beach.
Mhm.
But we work a lot. We wake up early, we sleep late because we work a lot. We want to be we want to have something for us.
Right.
So it's not so easy to have fun.
Okay.
You
What are your
see?
hours? Sorry, hon. This is a good unveiling of your story because they hear Brazil, woo, beaches, you know what I mean?
No.
But now you're giving, and there is a beautiful part of every single country, right? But at the same time, I like the viewers, especially our youths, to understand what different parts of the world deal with when it comes to education, right? So you're unveiling that for us and keeping it very real, hon. Very, very real.
Mhm.
When you say they work hard, like how, like here, okay, we're getting into the 30 hours and
Uh-huh.
40 hours, right? But how hard, like how many hours do you put in a week?
We work 40, I work, for example, 40, no 40, 60 hours per week because I work in two public schools and I work in a university. So I teach, for example, 6 hours per week.
Wow.
And we go by bus. My students, for example, go by bus to work, or maybe they do a course, another course on not only school, but they go by bus. And here is hot, as you know.
Yes. Yes.
The life is hard. To my students, the life is hard. To me, in this community, life is hard.
Okay. Let me ask you something. Why is it okay? Let me be a devil's advocate. And I say this a lot. It's a great conversation we're having here, and I love it. You could have had do you have options to go to other schools to teach, or you wanted to stay in your home to make a difference?
Now, I can, if there is a vacancy, I can go to another school.
Okay.
But I prefer to stay here next to my community. I think I can help the students who are next to me because they are my neighbors.
Right. So you're giving back. You're using your gift and your
Yes.
passion to, as you said,
Mhm.
inspire them. Inspire
Yes.
them.
Yes.
So now go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. Outside Brazil, sometimes people think that here is only carnival and sun and beach. I'm sorry, but it's it's not only that. We work hard to make carnival. We work hard to have fun. But first, we work hard. And it's very difficult because sometimes we work hard and we don't have money. You see?
Wow.
So I believe that education can change this situation.
That's right.
Because when we have education, we can criticize the reality, we can analyze the reality, and we can change the reality.
That's right.
We can vote better. Last weekend, we had elections here in Brazil. So
Mhm.
with education, we can criticize, we can analyze the reality and vote better. And when we vote better, our life can be better.
That's
You
right.
see? But the base is the education. I believe in that.
Well, you're preaching it, sweetheart. You are preaching it. And I love it. I'm going to say that word. You are preaching it, sweetheart. That is why you're on the show. That is why.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you,
welcome, honey.
Julia.
This is amazing. We only have 3 minutes left, but I want to just capture this before we go to break. Is the government support? Is the government supporting many initiatives? What is the struggle that you have as teachers to make the education system stronger?
Okay. This school where I work
Yes.
is a government school, is a public school.
Okay.
For example, behind me, you can see some computers,
Yes.
but not everyone has internet. For example, we have the computer, but we don't have the internet, for example.
Right.
We have the structure, the beauty, but the beauty is not so good. What more? We have lunch, but the lunch is not as we want, is the not quality that we expect.
Right.
So some in one hand we have things, but in another hand we don't have.
Right.
So we need, as a teacher, I need to do some magic. For example, now I am with my laptop because the computers don't have a camera.
Wow.
So I have to bring my laptop. When I want to show my students any kind of film, for example, or a clip, we want to sing, for example, I have to bring my sound and I have to bring my laptop. But I think it is necessary because my needs, just my students deserve it.
Yes.
And as I said, the education is the base. So I want to show them the other side. Okay, we don't have a laptop, but I bring mine just to show you
That's
that
right.
it's possible.
That's right. And on that note, sweetheart, we're going to come back because I want to ask you some more on this story. All right, guys? We'll be right back, guys, with Maiana Rose. Welcome back to Unwritten Stories of Significance. Maiana, wow. I'll say it again. Maiana.
Yes,
wow.
That's me.
You said a story, honey. That was a story. That was absolutely incredible. Absolutely. I did say on the last part of the first segment, sweetie, I wanted to touch upon the internet because you were saying how several of those laptops behind you doesn't have internet. You cannot. Yeah. I'm just going to make something over here in Canada. I can't imagine our schools not having internet. Like, my gosh, like that is just, everybody has a laptop. You can connect to an internet. You can go to a cafe, you have an internet. So we are blessed. Yes, yes, my love. I thank you for this. So continue your story and the importance of education, right? You're teaching the English. And this is something that I was talking with those wonderful students that are we're gonna be talking with. But what I'm saying is that the power and the value, that's the words I'm looking for. Why is it that you believe, and I'm just asking a question, how the English language is so valuable and so powerful?
Okay. Everybody speaks English.
Right.
In any part of the world.
Right.
I have been to Spain 4 years ago, and I don't speak Spanish. Imagine, Spanish is like Portuguese, but I don't speak Spanish. In Spain, I spoke English. In France, I went to France, so I spoke English. So English is talked in everywhere. English opens doors. And so when I teach English to my students, I teach more than English. I teach about to be citizen in this world. I teach how to work on the internet, that all the language is in English. I teach my students about culture. In Brazil, the culture is different in other parts of the world. And English opens this kind of door, because when we speak English, we are able to understand the world because everybody speaks English.
That's right. That is
So I
right.
think that's why English is valuable, because English is a lingua franca.
Say that again. Sorry. English is
Lingua franca is a kind of language that is spoken all over the world. Lingua
oh,
franca.
okay. A little bit of education here now. Okay, this is good. You're educating me on all levels, sweetheart. On all levels. Woo.
Wow.
All right, honey. In our pre-interview, you touched upon something of a little bit. There's some racial issues there, correct?
Mhm.
Okay.
Sorry, could you
You
repeat?
mentioned there that there is some racial, like couple of yes, right.
Yes.
So I
yes.
really want to bring that to the forefront, because this is a conversation. I always want to be part of a conversation. If it's not, then the message and the change will not happen. So what issues do your students incur there?
Okay, as you said, racial issues.
Yes.
Here in Brazil, even in Bahia, that most part of the of people are Black. Here we suffer prejudice. Oh,
Right.
you are Black, so please don't say here. Like that. And when we have education, we can teach this kind of people that we have value. It's not because of our skin that we
Right.
have to be judged.
Right.
So when we learn, when we have education, we can teach these people how to deal with their prejudice, because it's not our problem. I am Black and I have no problem.
Right.
The problem is with them that make some prejudice against me or against my students.
Okay.
You see, we have this kind of a problem here in Salvador.
All right. So are they, sorry, say that again?
Unfortunately.
Yes, unfortunately, in a lot of places too, hon. So how does your student, when they see, okay, correct me if I'm wrong, it's a conversation. If other students who are not Black, how do your students that feel when others are being treated well and respected, how do they receive that? Knowing that they're in their country and things are not received equally.
In this school, I have only Black students.
Okay.
But outside the school, in the work, at the work or in the shopping mall, for example, they face white people. It's not everybody. We have white people that is good. They understand about our racial, about our culture, but some of them do not understand. So my students, as I can see, they face it with courage. They are here at school and they learn about their culture, and they can spread this beautiful culture, this Black culture, to other people.
Right.
I don't know how to explain, but I think my students and me, we face it with courage.
Yes. Yes. How proud are you of your students?
100%.
Tell
I'm
me.
very, very proud of my students.
Tell me, Maiana.
They are brilliant.
Tell me, what makes you so proud of your students, hon?
What make me proud?
Yes, what makes you so proud of them? You held your hands like this and you were like, ah.
They study. They can communicate themselves. What more? They are brilliant. I don't know what can I say about my students. I am very proud because they are honest, they are brilliant, they are conscious about their role in this world, they are conscious about their race, they are conscious about the education is the base education is the way, they are conscious about what are they want to be as an adult. So I'm I am really proud of my students, all of them, all of them.
Wow. Oh my God. God love you, sweetheart. You have angel wings, my friend. Angel wings. Wait, no, you do. You do. This is beautiful, beautiful. No, you are welcome, sweetheart. Thank you. When they access television, right? So they can see television there in Salvador.
Mm-hmm.
When they see across the world, do they ask you questions? How is it that, do they have questions? Like what questions comes up when they look at different children with, on television? How do they feel about themselves knowing that they're a beautiful country, but you know what I mean? Like their own challenges. How do they interpret that? I'm trying to say.
Nowadays, we
Yes.
have Black people in television.
Right.
Even in Disney production, for example, we have Black people.
Yes.
So they can identify themselves with these characters on television.
Yes.
You see? So they ask much more about culture. Teacher, I saw that on TV. For example, when the Queen Elizabeth died, they asked questions about England, about the Queen, about what the Queen did. You see, they ask questions much more about culture, not more about race, because they understand that race is not important.
That's
What
right.
important is what is here, not
That's right.
the color of the skin.
That's right. Isn't it? Oh my God. All right, let me jump on this for a minute, okay? And I don't want to miss it. We only have 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes. So I'm going to ask you this. The importance of how we think. It's not about this. Why is that important, Maiana? That is very important to share here. Why?
Why is very important? I'm sorry, to share?
No, to share on how we think. What you're saying is that your students are not looking at the race, they're looking at the culture and how we think about each other. So my friend, why is that so valuable to think, to adapt that way? This is just our skin. It's how we think about each other. Why is that so important?
Why is that so important? Because my students are human beings. We are human beings.
Yes.
So what is important in human beings are what they think,
yes,
not what they are, not about the color of their race, about the profession. It's about what they think, what they are into the society. You see how they can help, how they can produce, not about their race.
Wow, hon.
Race is only the color, what God make us more ink, less ink.
You have no idea how powerful what you just shared there, honey. Before we leave, okay, what is it that you'd like to say to our viewers really fast before you leave?
Oh God. Let's criticize the reality. What is in our eyes? Is it true? We have to criticize what people say to us, what people do with us. We have to criticize that to understand the reality. Our reality is not equal the other realities. So we have to analyze, criticize, and respect one each other.
Maiana Rose, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Okay. I'm looking forward to coming back with the students in our second episode. I love you. Give me the heart.
Oh, yeah,
Love
like
you.
that.
Love you. Bye.